Come on, guys. A few weeks ago we talked about separating the bull. This is our bull right here, and getting away from the main herd. That's so he doesn't breed any heifers or cows right now, so I don't have any calves next January or February. So we separated them, and I put I put him and 7 steers over here so he wouldn't be alone, and we got some steers we're feeding out, trying to get a little more weight on them. They get kind of spoiled over here. They get more grain than they would if they were over there. But if you're counting, you notice there's only 7 animals here. Well, we put 8 animals over here and everything was great. And the next morning I come out and I'm counting and I've only got 7 animals. So I'm not sure, I'm not sure where he went. I'm assuming he jumped, but he was back in with the cows. So he jumped at least twice. He jumped to get out of here and he jumped to get back in with them. So we had an escape artist that decided he didn't like it over here. Thank the Lord he was the only one. The rest of them seem to be fine. They've settled down. We'll keep them here probably till about that first week of June, and hopefully by then we can run them all out on pasture and they'll start cycling around the farm the way they normally do. So yeah, we separate them. We feed them their grain here. I have in the past, I fed them in the wagon, which sometimes, like if it was winter and these got blown full of snow, that's what we would do. But this works good because I don't have to go in by them. I don't have to worry about them getting out. So we're feeding them grain. I'm going to run them a bale of baleage actually and feed them in their feeder over here. We're going to do that next. And it's kind of like having a separate little herd now. I only got 2 herds to take care of. I separated their water over there. I can cut it in half so that herd gets half and this herd will get the other half. It works out pretty nice. So I don't really have to have 2 separate waters. I just had to run a gate and split it. So already I'm going to jump on the skid steer. I got to cut the plastic off the bale. I'm going to jump on the skid steer and I'm going to feed them their baleage.
Good morning, guys. One thing bad about this, we got all this plastic that we have to get rid of and cut.
All right, I'm going to take him this bale. This works. My spear works. It's not ideal. I should have a different type of spear. When I pick the bales up, the guy that loads it actually got a clamp so he doesn't poke holes in the plastic. But you deal with what you got. This works, so it doesn't work the best, but it works. So I'm going to swing the gate, I'm going to pick it up and feed it.
If he'd have his way, he'd probably want to buy a clamp.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think he thinks money grows on trees, like a willow tree.
Well.
a spectator watching John.
You wouldn't think that it'd be that hard to get the strings off those bales, but these knots, when they're bailed pretty tight. And trying to pull these knots through the bailage, I can't believe how hard it is. So you got to kind of unwrap them, otherwise it's almost impossible to just pull the strings off. Oh well, there you have it. They're fed. You see, you come over to the bailage. They love their bailage. They love their grain. These animals got it made over here right now. They didn't think so for the first few days, and they still beller a little bit for the other herd, but they've settled down pretty good, and I think they're kind of liking it here. So.
And normally, if you didn't feed them grain, you couldn't leave that fence open.
Right, if I didn't feed them the haylage. Right. Oh, you mean to keep them over there eating the grain? Yeah, somebody'd have to watch the gate. Susie right now is doing the filming. Otherwise, she'd either be filming from the gate or she wouldn't be filming at all. She'd be watching. Cattle you can never trust. They're like little kids. They're curious. They're always all over the place. All right, Susie and I just got done feeding the cows, and they're all taken care of, and we're gonna go for a little walk. There's no snow on the ground, or there might be a little bit in the woods somewhere, but basically the snow's gone. It's nice weather. It's a beautiful day today. The sun's trying to peek out. So we're gonna go for a little walk, and I'm gonna go down the road and over the field and keep my eyes open. Maybe I'll see a shed antler, you never know. And when we get up by the hill, I'm gonna talk to you a little more.
He says it's warm. Warm is 70, 80 degrees.
It's not below zero, it's warm.
From here, it doesn't look like that big of a hill. But just wait.
Okay, Susie, your turn. I gotta hold the fence down for her. Alrighty. It's the time of year, getting towards the time of year when I get kind of busy on the farm, and I love going to the gym, and I'm gonna continue to go to the gym, but I won't get there as much as I was in the winter. I was getting there 3-4 times pretty consistently. I'll probably be lucky to get there a couple times.
Because he's retired.
Maybe once in a while, 3 times in the summer months here and in the spring. But I still like to work out, challenge myself, do something for my health. I've been coming out here for the last 2-3 weeks, and I've been walking this hill. And I know to guys, if you're out west in the Rockies, or if you're out east in the Appalachians, or even in this state next to the Mississippi River, some places there's some pretty steep hills. And this would be, probably considered just a little bump to you guys. But to a flatlander like me, this is a pretty steep hill. And I ain't getting any younger. When I was young, probably 25 years ago, 20 years ago, I think I was about 30 last time I did it. But I used to actually run out my front door in the house. I'd actually run this hill without stopping, which is kind of amazing to me, because it's a chore just getting up and walking now. What's that you doing? Anyway, I like doing it. The last 2-3 weeks I've been walking up. This is probably the 10th or 12th time I've been up this hill. The last 4 times, to make it a little more challenging, I carry something. The neighbors just had their land logged here, and feel somewhat like a thief because I'm grabbing chunks of wood and carrying it up the hill. I don't feel too bad because it's probably just going to rot. And when they logged, they dropped a bunch of trees on my fence, and I had to come take it off and replace a bunch of insulators. So don't really feel like they owe me, but I don't feel too bad for snagging a piece of wood that they're probably not going to use. So anyway, I try to make it to the top of the hill. I try to carry it up without stopping. I don't really stop. When I start on this side of the fence, and halfway up I go to the other side, and when I jump over the fence or step over the fence, I pretty much stop because I got to watch my footing, and I'll switch from shoulder to shoulder a couple times, and I kind of pause there to do that too, so I don't want to slip and fall. But basically I don't stop. I go all the way to the top. By the time I get there, let me tell you, I've about had it. So I don't know what it weighs. I don't weigh them, obviously. I just pick them out. This is kind of it's a piece of popple, and it's half rotten, probably 40, 50 pounds. It's not that much, so, but it still makes it a little more challenging. So I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna walk to the top of the hill, and Susie's gonna try to film me. I'm sure she's gonna keep up because I move kind of slow here, but we'll see if I can make it without dropping it. I'm hoping so. Here we go.
This is challenging. I gotta watch my footing and I gotta videotape him.
Alrighty, well I made it. You can see it, this is my 4th time. These are the other logs I've carried up. I'm gonna try to do that. Well, I like to tell you every day, but things happen. I don't make it every day, but hopefully 4 or 5 days a week, I can do that. I'm gonna run out of chunks I can carry, so I'm either gonna have to take a saw and cut, or I was thinking of getting a bag of grain, a 100-pound sack, and carrying it up. Problem with that is I leave it in the woods and the squirrels will eat a hole in it for sure, and I'll have corn all over the place. Plus, when I drop it up here, I'm not carrying it back down. I'd have to come up with the buggy, pick it up, and bring it back down every day, but we'll see how it goes. For a while, I'm sure I can pick up pieces of wood. I might show you the whole thing just so you can't say I stopped and took a breath halfway. It's kind of long and boring, but I want to prove that I made it.
And hopefully I videotaped it.
Hopefully Sue got it. She was telling me she was working harder than me because it was hard to hold the camera and walk at the same time, which I'm not picking on her because I'm sure it was.
And I told you I had to watch my footings.
Well, I did too. Just saying. It was hard. That's one of the hard parts about it, and that's why I don't do it in the wintertime. It's slippery. And it's slippery in the leaves, and there's a lot of sticks and stuff to step over, so it's tough.
I had to watch my footing and the camera.
I'm not arguing, Susie, right?
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. So anyway, that's it. That's going to be my workout for the day. I know it's short and sweet and it ain't much, but it's better than nothing. And actually, from a cardio standpoint, it's really good for me. It gets my heart pumping, which I need. If you watch me in the gym, I mean, I sweat and I work, but I don't breathe like this. So this is a good thing. And I enjoy it. I love being out in the woods. It's fun.
We still got a mile to walk.
Right. Well, but it won't be uphill. It's going to be basically downhill from here. So it's a lot easier walking. Ivy loves it up here. Look at her. She's always looking at something, looking for something. Pretty good dog. She stays on mine 90% of the time. We get close to the neighbors, I got to get on her and get her to come back. But she loves it. I love it. Sue likes it too. So there you are. That's going to be the video, my workout video. Next week I'll go to the gym a little bit. And throughout the summer, if I keep this up, and I'm hoping to do that, I'll film it several times. And maybe someday I'll be carrying a bag of grain up. We'll see, or a sandbag or something. The problem with the logs too is it's inconsistent. I have no idea what they weigh, and they're always a little different. So, where if I had something that I knew what it weighed, it would be more consistent every day. So, but I enjoyed it. I hope you did too, and I'll see you next week. That's heavy. Oops. Don't film it.
That was funny.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not so sure. This might be too heavy. I don't think I can make it to the top of it. I don't think I can make it.